Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm MVC and I'm going to give you a quick introduction to movement for Quake Champions. It's releasing in, well, less than 24 hours now to what is effectively open beta. NDA is lifting and you'll be able to get your juicy claws on it. And I'm going to be streaming every day from 5 PM, twitch.tv/justnvc. Hopefully I'll see you guys in there, and if you have any questions after watching this, it's going to be very rough and ready. Feel free to swing by and ask me in the chat. I'm more than happy to assist, whether that's to do with movement, other aspects of Quake, FPS games in general. Maybe you want a new mouse, keyboard, headset, monitor, graphics card, anything. I'm very tech savvy. Just swing by and ask me. More than happy to offer any advice that I can. But yeah, like I say, it's going to be very rough and ready. I'm going to introduce you to the basics of why you need to strafe jump, what it is, how to do it, how to go very quickly, and then how to apply more advanced, I guess I want to say advanced, it's not really advanced, but other mechanics like air control, bunny hopping, as you might refer to it as if you're coming from Counter-Strike, or maybe TF2, maybe you've done some air control in Surf, how to apply that to your movement as well. So yeah, as you can see, this is Reflex we're currently in right now. I think it's the best medium to teach you it. It's got a lot of features. If you hit escape, go to options and widgets, enable the Excel meter, and also enable movement keys. That's going to help us with this tutorial and will help you as well understand a little bit better if you have access to the game. Also, if you do play and you want to play some race, download the race leaderboards from the workshop. It's very useful. If I hit tab, you can see all the scores there. I'm currently in 9th place. Gives you things like top speed, distance. So my distance is 158, which is actually less than the guy that finished second. But if you look at my speed, it's only 3,112. This guy's hit 3,353. You got global. I'm already in the top 20, so this is what I see. Friends, Noctis is on there as well. He hasn't played it as much as me. X represents an old version. But anyway, what you're looking on the screen is crosshair in the middle, UPS at the bottom, which is units per second, 0 when you're standing still, 320 when you're moving forward, 320 when you're moving backwards, right and left. And obviously in the middle of the screen you can see the movement keys as well. You'll see the increased speed as well by doing this. Also jump and crouch. Crouch is not something we'll be using here, but you will need to use it for crouch sliding in Champions depending on the character you're playing. But anyway, gist of it is if you're running forward, 320. If you're running forward while jumping, 320. Running backwards whilst jumping, 320. Strafing right whilst jumping, 320. And also left before I fell down, embarrassingly, is 320, or 321. Now it's 321 because if you hold W and move the mouse, you see an increase in speed when you're on the ground. So obviously in Quake, you want to leave the ground as quick as possible. You don't want to jump at 320. You want to move the mouse by holding W and jump. So I left the ground at 365, left the ground at 410, left the ground at 445, left the ground at 413. However, the problem with just holding W is that when you're in the air, even though you get access to air control for characters like Anarchy, you don't gain speed by just holding W. So I can get a good starting jump, but that's it. Now, likewise, I can press strafe left or strafe right and move my mouse in that direction, and I also leave the ground quick. And unlike W, I will still gain speed by air control, as you can see here. However, to start off my jump like this and to press right and mouse right, left and mouse left, it's just very messy. I'm not taking the straightest possible route. Yes, I get access to air control and gaining speed, but it's just not efficient. So what you need to do is something called strafe jumping. So air control and this kind of thing wasn't in vanilla Quake. It's what we call vanilla movement without that. So that is effectively everything that doesn't include turning in mid-air. So our first jump, we need to leave the ground fast. Now we could leave the ground fast and then go into that like I said, but it's not efficient. What we're instead going to do is we're going to press forward and strafe left, or forward and strafe right, depending if we're jumping left or jumping right. So for the purpose of this, we're going to jump this way. I want to start off here, I want to end up facing here. So it's forward and A, mouse to the left, jump. 512 by the time I landed. Now you'll see a green line there. We'll get into that in a minute, but that's going to represent effectively the dead zone and the point at which we start gaining speed whilst turning in mid-air, or on the ground if we could see it, which we can't because we'll always gain speed on the ground up until a point where we stop, which is probably about 440, 450. So WA, mouse to the left, jump, and then we want to keep moving the mouse. Now, if you do it too slow, you see we just don't gain enough speed on the ground by the time we jump, and if we do it too fast, we end up facing the wrong way, right? Also, the same could be said if we jump like this and we keep moving our mouse like that. It's just not going to work, right? We leave the ground fast, but then what the hell do we do when we land here? We've got to go all the way back, so it ends up looking something like this. And people, you just see noobs doing this, and that's just not what we want to be doing. So we want to get to this point quickly, so we gain speed, and then we want to continue to move our mouse slowly to the left. So W and A, mouse to the left quickly, jump, slow, slow, slow. You see the green line? We're keeping up with it. Obviously, if we keep going in one direction, we're going to jump off the map. That's not good for anybody. What we need to do is change direction. So W and A, mouse to the left, jump, jump, change direction. W and D, mouse to the right. W and A, mouse to the left. Now you see that green bar is quite far away from each other. That represents the dead zone. So if I'm pressing W and A and I want to change direction, and even though I'm moving my mouse, I'm not gaining speed until I hit the green bar. W and A, not gaining speed at 844 until I hit the green. So when you're watching pro defraggers, the guys that go really fast, the reason you see them doing this, and again this is incorrect for the speed I'm going at, is because they're escaping that dead zone. They want their units per second to continually go up like this. There's like very minimal downtime between switching directions, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. So they could do this, you know, have a coffee while they turn directions, but they're going to gain less speed over the same distance. So effectively they're flicking their mouse on direction change. So W and A, W and D, W and A, they're flicking their mouse corresponding with the strafe key to escape the dead zone, to then continue moving their mouse slowly. And effectively you're just flicking to the opposite side. So if you're going this fast and gaining speed, you look here, 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 here. If you're gaining speed looking over here whilst going straight, you need to then look over here. So you're just flicking to the opposite side. So when you're going slow, it's like this, 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 and it just increases until at some point you're going to be gaining speed by looking over here, despite going this way toward the end of the map when you're going at like 1,800, 3,000 speed, whatever it happens to be, you know. So again, W and A, W and D, W and A, W and D, W and A. Now obviously we want to go around the corner, and we can do that either by holding W only, and again like I said at the beginning, by holding W only we gain no speed. However, when I introduce strafe, it's more natural for me to continue moving my mouse like this and add in a strafe key again. Even though I'm gaining no speed, it's more natural. And this is something that no one will tell you coming into playing race, defrag, whatever. The natural thing if you play Counter-Strike, TF2, whatever, is to only turn in the air using strafe, which is fine, you gain speed. However, watch this. When I get to the corner, if I hold left, I'm gaining speed, but then when I introduce W, look how far I need to move my mouse. It's just not natural to then keep gaining speed. To get the next line is difficult. So it's down to you as the player to decide whether, depending on the corner and the route and the map, you're going to let go of W and strafe and turn left and strafe and turn right, or if you're going to let go of strafe keys and only hold W. For me, it just depends on the map and the situation. I use both, but it's something that even I didn't realise was used as much as it actually is until I started playing Reflex Race. Now, the other important thing to point out is that you don't actually need to be a movement god to be good at Quake. Realistically, in Quake Live at least, you're probably not going to go faster than, in any TDM map, than about 972. Maybe if you introduce a rocket jump, but generally, all you need to be good at is the initial circle jump. And again, some people move the mouse like this, some people do this. Again, one is less efficient, but that might be easier for you to learn because it's more natural for the hand movement than going directly to the left. It just depends what you're comfortable with. All you need to know is you need to move the mouse at relative speed into slower speed. So all you need to be able to do is do a good initial circle jump and then carry some speed forward after that, and you're going to be more than capable of competing at a decent level in Quake Champions. Obviously, depending on the champion, it's going to differ, and depending on the mode, it's going to differ in the situation. But don't think you need to be, I guess, 7 years experienced at strafe jumping to pick it up. You just need to learn the initial strafe jump. And the thing is, once you figure it out, it feels comfortable. I'll come onto this game tomorrow, and my first few circle jumps will be terrible. But give me like 30 seconds of prep and warm up, and I'll be fine again. Same for when I'm changing directions. If I come onto this after a break, flicking to change, sometimes I'll over flick or under flick. And this green bar isn't going to be in Champions, but just be aware that it's there. And if it isn't there, and if you haven't got a units per second number, just be aware that if you're not gaining speed, it's probably because either there's a cap or a slowdown, what we used to call drag from old Quake games, or just that maybe the champion doesn't allow you to go that fast. I don't know. NDAs, I can't really say a lot. But what an actual run on this map will look like is right strafe. I'm using right strafe here to pre-run. So W and A, W and A, W and A. I prefer just holding W here. W and A, W and A, W A, W and A, W and D, W, W and D, W and D, W and A. Now look how fast I'm going, and look at this dead zone. That's the dead zone now that I need to hit before I gain speed. So the faster I go, as I said, the more I'm going to be flicking my mouse to the other side. Anyway, this is going to be weird because I was messing around rather than just continually gaining speed, but so W and A, W and D, W and A, W, W and A, W and A, W and A, W, W and A, W D, W D, W, W and D, W and D, W and A, W and A, W D. Now you can change direction when you hit the ground or when you're in the middle of a jump. I find middle of a jump easiest, but depending on the situation and what map you're playing and where you are. Here I messed up a little bit, so I'm just going to readjust by using strafe keys so I continue to gain some speed. These are better to take at a slight angle in Reflex rather than head on. You'll lose a lot more speed. Here I want to keep gaining speed, so I'm going to let go of W. Again, this isn't a great run. W and A, W and D, W and A, W and D, W and A. I might need to make a slight adjustment. Now I'm good. When you hit ramps like this, you gain mad speed. Just right strafing here to gain a bit of speed. Now, you can lose speed by strafing or turn. I messed it up. You can lose speed by just pressing left and right strafe. If you turn too quickly, you'll stop going forward and you'd start going off to the side. When you hold W, you never lose speed, but you might not take the corner. You'll just keep going straight even though you're looking over here. You've got less range of movement by only holding W, but less chance of failure. So it just depends on the situation as to what you use when you're in mid-air. But anyway, I hope that's helped. If you're interested in learning how to, strafe jump and air control, I thoroughly recommend checking out Reflex on Steam. I think it's probably the best way to learn, using things like the accelerometer and the movement keys on the screen and, copying videos like this. But if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like. It was very rough and ready, but I truly believe it's probably the best way, rather than me spend an hour, 3 hours putting together a massive full-on tutorial when there's already thousands of videos available on YouTube. Either way, yeah, I hope it has been of some help. As I said, I'm going to be streaming every day on Twitch for Quake Champions from 5 PM BST, which is 12 noon EST if you're over in America. Feel free to swing by. It's twitch.tv/justnvc. Hopefully I'll get to see some of you on there. But for now, we'll catch you next time. Take care.